Welcome to Gentle Stretch, concentrating on our lower back and hamstrings. So if you have a belt of any kind, a bathrobe belt or just a canvas belt, leather belt, have that handy. You don't need it, but if you have it, great. So we'll have our morning lesson in yoga, followed by some breathing, and then a body scan and meditation, followed by our asanas or stretches, and then savasana or corpse pose meditation at the end. So last week I talked a little bit about one of the yogis from the early 20th century, late 1800s, and that was Yogananda. And I mentioned that he was on the cover of the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. He's in the upper right corner. But today in the upper left corner, I'm going to talk about another yoga. His name is Yukteswar. He was actually the guru for Yogananda. But the Beatles in 1967 released that album. They had 4 years of tremendous success, financial reward, but they were tired of just money and fame. They realized that wasn't all there was to life. So they went to India, they studied meditation and yoga, and came back and realized that the inner peace was more important than the external material world. That wasn't satisfying them. And so they started looking inward in order to free themselves. And that's a good definition of what yoga tries to do today. It's looking inward so we can free ourselves. And then when we look out at the world, we're calm and peaceful and mindful and not stressed about material things. So let's start with some breathing. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale back and down. Again, inhale up. Exhale back and down. Once more. And then we'll continue the box breathing that we started last week. Inhale 4 counts, and then hold for 4 counts. Exhale 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and repeat. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Continue. Your eyes can be shut or open, soft focus. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Once more. And that you can practice anytime during your day, busy day. So then we'll start first on our backs, taking anything you're sitting on, remove. And then let yourself lie back 1 vertebrae at a time onto your back. And with your arms at your sides, palms face up or face down, let your ankles, feet drop to the sides, as well as your thighs. Kind of get a little wiggle in each direction to release the tension, finding a comfortable spot. And let your breathing become natural. And it will slow down as we relax and do our body scan. And today we'll start at the top of the head instead of the toes. We'll go down the front and back up the rear. So send your awareness to the top of your head. And as you do that, you'll start to relax all the muscles of your face, including your eyelids. Your tongue will drop from the roof of your mouth, settling in. And as your breathing slows, you'll be aware of your chest rising and falling. And your belly rising and falling. And you feel your hips spread open, groin muscles relax. The top of the thighs relax. Feel your kneecaps just resting very comfortably on your knee bones. Sense your shin muscles. And the tops of your feet are relaxed. And maybe your toes twitch and then relax. And breathe. Continuing to feel the air rushing in and rushing out. And let's go back to our feet and feel the soles of your feet. Maybe the air feels a little cool on them. And it's the sides of your heels that are pressing on the mat. Calf muscles are supported by the mat but are relaxed. Continue to breathe. Maybe you feel the little arch beneath your knee. It's like a little pocket of air. Until you feel your backs of your thighs and your bottom resting on the mat. And breathe. And the strongest part of your back, the fused muscles of your sacrum is resting on the back, supporting your hips. Your fingertips are relaxed and floating. Maybe a little coolness on your palms. Your wrists are relaxed. And you're aware of the little pocket of air beneath your lower back, beneath the arch of your back. Your forearms and elbows are resting on the mat. You're breathing. Feeling your upper arms and shoulders on the mat. You can feel each shoulder blade. The weight is evenly distributed. And then another little pocket of air beneath your neck, comfortably supporting it. And then feel the back of your head, finally, the last point of your body resting on the mat. And let's breathe here. Feeling the rush of air in through your nose and out through your nose. And your whole body is relaxed. Now we'll start to bring awareness back into your body by starting at the toes, wiggling them, maybe rotating your ankles. Breathing becomes a little more deep. Energy returning to your body, wiggling your fingers, drawing your knees up, soles of the feet on the mat, and turning into a fetal position. And then when you're ready, pressing your top palm into the mat to raise yourself to a comfortable seat. And we'll begin our stretching. Let's have a few breaths first. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Once more. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And dropping your head, chin to your chest. Begin to roll it around in a circle. Inhaling as you raise and extend it to the back. Exhaling as you lower it to the front. Timing your breath with your circles. If you feel any crackling in your neck, that's fine. And then come to a stop and center. And then start the circle in the other direction. Again, inhaling to the rear, exhaling as you drop your head. Keeping your spine erect, standing straight out of the bowl of your pelvis. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. And then stop and come to center. Now extend your fingertips to the sides of the mat. And lean to the right, raising the left fingertips off the mat. Dropping the right elbow down to the mat. And raising your left arm over your head. And stretching it out to stretch the left side body. Keeping the left hip open. You can do this on a bolster or sitting on the mat. But inhaling and exhaling. Stretch a little more on an exhale. Another couple of breaths. And then an inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left, dropping the left elbow, right arm overhead. Stretching over your head. Keeping the right hip open. With each exhale, extending the arm further overhead. And breathe. And then on an inhale, come back to center. Place your left hand on your right hip, keeping your spine upright. Place your right palm behind you on the floor, looking to the right or to the rear. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, make sure your spine is straight. Exhale, twist to the side or to the rear. A few more. And on an exhale, return to center. Placing your right hand on your left knee, left palm on the floor behind you, twisting to the left. And breathe. And on an exhale, come back to center. Draw your left arm across your chest, support it with the right elbow. Keep this left elbow down. Pulling the shoulder socket. And breathe. And then release. Move the other arm across, left arm across your chest, right arm across the chest, supported by the left arm. Keeping the left shoulder and right shoulder down. And then release. Now raise the left arm overhead and drop it behind you. Stretch out that shoulder. Keeping the head raised, looking forward. Extend your arms overhead and reverse. Pulling the right shoulder back. And breathe. Head is raised. And release. Come back to center. Raise your shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back and down. Legs out in front of you. If you're sitting on any bolster or block, remove that. We're going to do some bent leg forward folds. So bring your knees slightly off the mat. If you do have a belt, you can grab that. We're going to be working on the lower back and then the hamstrings. So on an inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, just tilt it forward, keeping your spine erect, resting on your sits bones. You're not stretching your hamstrings at this point. And then on an exhale, fold forward. Grasping your ankles or your toes, or maybe around your toes. So we're pulling the lower back forward, then rounding over. Breathing in this position. And then release, come back to center. Now we'll work on the hamstrings, so drop your knees flat. Again, you can use a belt if you like, looping around the balls of your feet. Inhale and then exhale just to the tilt with your spine erect. Inhale once more, and then fold forward. Stretching both the lower back and the hamstrings this time. You may find you can't bend as much. The hamstrings are working in opposition to the back, but it's a good stretch. Keep breathing. And then release, come back to center. And release the belt if you've got one. Now moving your feet into a V position. Again, bending just the right knee this time. Putting the right hand inside, the right leg, left arm overhead, and twisting to the left while bending to the right. Stretching the lower back and the left side body. And breathe. Keeping the left leg relaxed. And then you can drop that knee to the ground to stretch the hamstring as well as the back. And breathe. And inhale, come back to center. Spine is erect. And let's move to the left side. I'm going to ask you to continue to moving to the left side while I plug in some power pack to my laptop. Okay, you can come out of that stretch. Come back up to center. And breathe. Now I have power. And join your feet together into a straight position. This is Dandasana, staff position, where your spine is straight and your legs are straight in front of you. Hands are at your side or on your knees. But feel the weight into your sitting bones. Your hips are straight and your back is supported by your hips. Your shoulders are down. Let's make sure they're down by bringing them up. Inhale, exhale, back and down. Inhale up, exhale, back and down. Once more. Up, back and down. Now bring the soles of your feet together, letting your fall to the side into a cobbler's pose. Opening the hips. Again, just tilting forward with your spine straight to start. Inhale, and then on an exhale, you can fold forward, pressing your knees downward and outward with your elbows. And breathe to open your hips. And stretching your lower back. And then release, come back to center. Extend the left leg out, keeping the right sole of your knee and come behind you, twisting the spine and breathing. And then release, come back to center. Extend the right leg, bring the left sole of the foot into the wrist. And breathe. And then release back your feet in front of you and roll forward into a tabletop position. Keeping your knees beneath your hips, about hip width, hands beneath your shoulders, fingers are spread, slightly gripping the mat. Tops of the feet are on the floor. And drop back to a child's pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop back. Inhale, up. Once more. And come to center. And let's warm up the torso. Slowly begin to move in a circle. Shifting the weight from your knees to your hands. A very small circle, just about 2 inches. And then you can make it as wide as you like. Exhaling as you go to the rear. Inhale as you come to the fore. You can drop all the way back to a child's pose. And then make the circles smaller. And come to center. And repeat in the opposite direction. Slow and small at first. And then speeding up or making them bigger if you like. Exhaling to the rear, inhaling forward. And then make them smaller. And come to center. Don't drop your stomach into a cow, raising your head. And inhale into a cat. Raising your shoulders. And dropping down into the cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Again. Once more. And then come to center. And drop down onto your elbows, keeping your elbows underneath your shoulders. Hips are in the air. Dropping your chest down. Letting your shoulder blades come in towards each other. Opening your chest. Stretching those shoulder blades in that direction they're not normally stretched. And then walk your fingers out along the mat to drop your head lower to the mat. And keeping your shoulder blades pressing in. And breathe. Feel this in your shoulders and your hips. And then come back up to your elbows, forearms, and then raise up to a tabletop.
Drop back to child's pose and come up to a tabletop. Now bring your left knee in about 2 inches to center line. Extend your right leg back, toes are curled. Pushing back to extend the calf muscle. And then raising that leg and crossing it over the left, looking over your left shoulder at your right toes. Feel the stretch in your right side and also your left bottom. Release, come back to center, raise that leg, drop it down, draw the right knee in to join the left, extend the left leg, pushing back to extend the calf. And raising that leg, crossing it over the right, dropping the left toes, looking over your right shoulder at your left toes. And breathe. And raise that leg, bring it back to center, and draw the right, and draw it in to join the right knee. Move your knees a little bit wider to hip width. Drop back to child's pose. Up to tabletop. Curl your toes under and push up to down dog. Walking each leg to extend the calf muscles and hamstrings. Rolling your shoulders away from your neck. And keeping weight onto your balls of your feet and also your hands. Raise the right leg overhead. Drop it to the left. Twisting. Come back to center. Drop that leg back to the mat. Raise the left leg. Bend the knee and drop it to the right. Come back to center. Back to down dog. And then drop your knees to the mat into all fours again. Extend your toes so the tops of the feet are on the mat. And then drop back to a seated warrior position onto your heels. If you'd like, put a block or a bolster beneath your hips to make it more comfortable. Let's breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Again. And then come forward into tabletop, curl your toes, drop back again onto your heels. Keeping your spine erect, shoulders down. And breathe. Feel the air come in through your nose and out through your nose. And then release. Come back to tabletop and curl your toes, tap your heels, feet to the ground. And then cross your ankles and come back to a seated position. Extend your legs in front. And roll yourself back down onto the mat. Draw your soles of your feet in towards your hips. Knees are in the air, about hip width. And walk them to the edges of the mat. And drop your knees to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Windshield wiper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then come back to center. Now raise your right knee in towards your chest. You can keep your left leg bent or straight it out along the mat. But we're going to do some hamstring stretches. If you have the belt, you can loop it over the balls of your feet and extend your leg into the air. And pull it towards you. Or you can be holding your thigh or calf and pulling your leg towards you. If you like, you can extend the other leg, but whichever comfortable. We're really working on the right leg now, and the right hamstring. And then drop it to the side, open it, stretching the inner thigh. You can let it rest on the ground or keep it up a few inches off the ground. Bring it back up to center and drop it to the left across your left knee. Inhale back to center and pull in towards your chest. And then release it, drop that foot to the ground. Bring the left knee into your chest, extend the foot to the ceiling. If you have a belt, you can loop it over the balls of your feet, or you can just grasp your thigh or shin. And pull your leg towards your chest. Leg is extended. Foot is flexed. And breathe. And drop that leg out to the left. Stretching the inside thigh. Inhale back to center, cross it over the right knee, extend the left leg to the right. Opening the left hip, outer hip. Inhale back to center. Release it, that foot bound to the mat. And draw both knees into your chest. This time extend both legs, both feet to the ceiling. Again, if you have a belt, you can loop it over both feet. If you'd like, you can place your hands under your hips to support them, or a blanket or bolster, if it's easier. But if you have a belt, just pull your legs into your chest. And then drop your knees into your chest. Drop the belt if you have one. Grasp your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. And then put your feet back onto the mat. Cross the right ankle onto the left knee. Reach through to pull your thigh into your chest. Flex your left foot to help protect your knee. Head can be on the floor or pulled up towards your knee. And feel that stretch in the bottom
of your right thigh. And breathe. And drop that foot to the ground and cross your legs. Cross the left ankle onto the right knee. Reach through to pull your knee, right knee into your chest. Feel the stretch in the left hip. And breathe. Left ankle can be flexed. And release that foot to the ground, uncross both soles of the feet on the mat or on the mat. And cross the right knee all the way over the left knee, dropping it onto the left knee. Extend your arms into a T position. On exhale, drop your knees to the right, looking over your left shoulder. You can use your right hand to pull your knee a little bit further down towards the mat. Inhale back to center. Drop your knees to the left, looking over your right shoulder. Using your left hand to pull your knee down to the mat. Inhale back to center. Uncross your legs. Cross the right knee or left knee over the right knee. Arms in a T position. And drop your knees to the left on an exhale. And let's breathe in this position. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the right, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center, uncross your knees. And raise your hips off the floor. On inhale, exhale, drop them down. Walking your heels in towards your fingertips. Raise again. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This time hold up. Push a little higher. And breathe. And exhale. Across your right ankle on your left knee. Inhale, raise your hips. Exhale, lower. Squeezing the left buttocks. And down. And then hold this time, squeezing and pushing up. And exhale. And cross your knees. Put the left ankle on the right knee. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. This time hold. Squeezing the right buttocks, pushing a little higher. And drop your hips to the ground, uncross your knees. And bring them into the chest to squeeze. Rock side to side. Now we'll do a supported inversion. Drop your soles of your feet to the mat. Push up to raise your hips and place a block or bolster or blanket underneath. And bring your hips to the, or your knees to your chest, and then raise your feet to the ceiling. And just rest in this position. Feet are flexed.
A supported inversion is a way to relax. Rotate your ankles in one direction and the other. And then bring your knees back into your chest. Exhale, extend your legs along the mat for supported fish. Arms are at your side. If you like, you can raise the block or bolster to make it a little bit more of a back stretch. Opening your hips, walking your shoulder blades in towards one another. You don't have to have a block or blanket. You can just lay on the floor, but walk your shoulders blades in towards one another. And breathe. And then bring your feet underneath towards your hips. Push up to remove the block or bolster. Bring your knees again into your chest and rock side to side. Put your knees, soles of the feet on the mat and walk your soles to the outer edges. One more windshield wiper. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. Continue. And then come to center. Draw the right knee into your chest. Extend the left leg along the mat. Just pulling on the right knee, relaxing the left. I'm getting ready for savasana. And drop that foot to the mat and extend the right leg. Draw the left knee into the chest. Pull it with your hands, relaxing the right leg. Draw the right knee in to join the left. Rocking side to side. Happy baby if you like. Extending the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Holding your thighs, shins or toes. Maybe rocking side to side. Really opening those hips. And then release. Draw your knees into your chest. Extend your legs along the mat. Resting your arms at your sides. Palms face up or face down. Feet splay outwards and are relaxed. In savasana, your breathing is normal and you're relaxing. I will bring you out of savasana with another chime. Relax and breathe.
Begin to breathe a little deeper, letting energy come back into your body. Moving your toes and your fingers. Roll your head side to side. When you're ready, draw your feet in towards your hips and roll into a fetal position to the side of the room. And relax. And then when you're ready, push your top palm into the mat to raise yourself into an easy seat. Sitting on a bolster, a blanket if you like. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. And maybe from our lesson, we can think about the yogi who started as a rich man and decided that the inner life was more important. He passed his knowledge on to Yogananda, who passed it on to the Beatles and others. So if we're looking for happiness in the external world, maybe we first look inward. Put your hands to your sides, fingertips touching the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms to heart center. May you have peace. May you hold peace. May you be at peace. Namaste.